Howdy, howdy, this is Cryptic Grinding. It's time again to do another round 1 arena prediction for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we've got a new champ, Elsa Bloodstone, and we have, for the feature, and then for the 4-star basic, we have Spider-Man Classic version. So anyway, the first thing I always like to do is kind of categorize these two past arenas, as that allows me to look at those past arena results to kind of get an idea of what might happen this time. And in the case of feature arenas, really, there's two big buckets. You're either an old champ or a new champ. An old champ meaning you've been in the game before, you've been in the arena before, you've been available in crystals, etc. That's not the case with Elsa, as I indicated earlier. She's new in the game, and with the 4-star basic arena, really, there's three types: low, medium, and high interest. And in this case, Spider-Man Classic fits really in that low interest category. So now that I've got them bucketed, these arenas bucketed, let's go ahead and are categorized. Let's take a look at some past arena results, starting first with the 4-star basic. You can see, for the most part, we're pretty much around that 1.6 million range. Occasionally you'll get that outlier like Mephisto, but even in those cases it's not too significant, and only a slight bump up from 1.6 to 1.7 million. So there's no reason with Spider-Man Classic being around for some time in the game that we should expect anything outside of the normal in this one. So that's what we can expect this time. With the 3-star feature for new champs, there's not a lot of new information out there from the community like any of the places that take self-reported results, so it's hard to get like what's the latest and greatest. But when the information was last collected, which is almost a year ago now, it seems, we were right around between 1.3 to 1.4 million, and the anecdotal occasional information I get from folks in the community on my videos seem to indicate that those numbers haven't changed too much, so pretty much kind of the standard there from 1.3 to 1.4 million. Obviously, you can always get some anomalies from time to time, but that seems to be the standard. Now, it starts getting a little bit more interesting or different from time to time with the 4-star feature. For the most part, you're looking anywhere from 11 to 12 million. And as you can see with some of these recent examples, you can get right or either below that standard or from above that standard. But anyway, you're typically looking 11 to 12. Now, to be clear, from time to time, you'll get some big time anomalies. What you don't see, like you see Warlock here with 9.45. I think most recently with Vision Arcus, he even went to like 8 million. So you will from time to time get some of those anomalies, but for the most part, it is anywhere from 11 to 12 million. So from a prediction standpoint, you kind of throw out those anomalies and always kind of think about what does that standard kind of range look like, kind of thing. And it gets even crazier with the 5-star feature, where there's a lot more variation. You see some recent examples here that anywhere you're talking 45 to 55 million is kind of the normal range again. But that's the normal range. There's plenty of examples above and below. Most recently, I have Arcus here. Vision Arcus coming in at 30 million, so he kind of definitely fell into that lower range. And from time to time, you'll see that Sunspot fell down there. The Invisible Woman was down there, and those are all decent champs, and if not considered good to great champs. And then on the other side, you have somebody like Black Widow Clairvoyant, where she went for 60 million plus. So occasionally you'll get the 60 million pluses. That's really when that hype level's super high. I'm sure we can expect to see that with Dr. Doom, unless a lot of people here just figure that he's going to be too high and not worried to go after him, or maybe like even a I don't know. If Mr. Fantastic will be there, but definitely a Dr. Doom you would think would fall into that range. But anyway, we'll worry about those predictions when we get there. My point being is that there are always exceptions to the rule, but that standard rule seems to be around 45 to 55 million based off of kind of where the hype level is and the excitement across the community for certain champs. So, considering all these past results, here are my thoughts for round 1 of the Elsa Bloodstone and Spider-Man arenas. These predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's been open for 61 days or more. In the case of the 5-star feature, I think she's going to be on the higher end of the norm. I don't think, though, she's going to go over that 60 million plus kind of thing. I think the hype level's there. There's some interest. You do have New York Comic-Con going on, where you've got a lot of some of the in-game players who do grind quite a bit, not grinding a bunch. Given that they're going to be busy with that. I mean, obviously there's more folks than just everybody going to New York Comic Con globally, but for the most part, it does feel like the hype level's there, but not going to push her over to 60 million. So I think we're looking at 55 million. And like I always say with these predictions, I try to get within 5 to 10%. So kind of keep that in mind. I think with the 4-star feature, we're looking at 11.5. With Spider-Man Classic, he's going to be smack dab right there in the middle of that standard range, around 1.6 million for the 4-star basic arena. Then lastly, for the 3-star feature arena, we'll go with the standard of 1.3 million. And again, I always try to get within 5 to 10%, so I always like to give a grind target to give you a better chance to, if you really want to make sure you don't miss out, this will give you a better chance not to miss out on these champs. Again, these targets are just predictions as well, so keep that in mind. Nothing's guaranteed. Past results do not guarantee future results. I've shown you plenty of examples where some exceptions to the rules do occur, so keep that in mind. But anyway, with the 5-star feature Elsa, I think we're looking at 62 million for a safety zone, 12.1 million over 12 million for to make sure you get out. I give you a better chance to get that 4-star feature Elsa. I think 1.8 million. I think to 1.9 million. It's going to pretty much. I won't say nothing's a guarantee, but it's should be a lot closest thing to a lock for the 4-star basic Spider-Man that you can get. And then I think 1.4 to 1.45 million should be enough for the 3-star feature Elsa. So anyway, these grind targets and predictions are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, like I always say, there's just not a ton of information out there on there to find even what the standard rule is. I do get some information from the community from time to time, as there's no other source across the community that collects intermediate or beginner bracket self-reported cutoff results, so kind of keep that in mind. These are just kind of random information from time to time I get from the community, so based off of that, this is definitely a rougher estimate than those earlier ones, but just to give you kind of a guideline of what you might expect this time around. With the beginner bracket 3-star feature, looking at 245,000, 4-star basic 800,000, 4-star feature 1.2 million, intermediate bracket 3-star feature, you're looking at 500,000, 4-star basic 1 million, and 4-star feature 1.4 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the Elsa Bloodstone and Spider-Man arenas. I'd love to hear your opinion as always, but especially if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments section. I'll try to get them sooner than later. And if you found this information on the video helpful, would really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button, as it does help the video and channel. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, would really appreciate it if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.